Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. Everything is working out exactly. All right. Hey, nosy neighbors. Wait, what stopped that? I don't even know what stopped that. Hey, nosy neighbors. Y'all get on up in here and like and share the live. Let me see what I'm doing right here. Get on up in here and like and share. I would appreciate it so very much. Let me go ahead and get some shares in myself. Hello, 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 hello. How are y'all doing? Hope y'all are having a good Tuesday. Baby, today was good for me. Yesterday was hell. Today was actually good. So I appreciate that. Let me do some tags and things. Y'all come on in. Let me tell you something. I feel like when I say come on in and like and share, I really be feeling like some of y'all ain't really doing it. Um, I feel like some of y'all not really doing it. I need y'all to like and share, and I need you to share the YouTube live. If you don't know how to share the YouTube live, you can click on the arrow to share the YouTube live on YouTube. You can click on the three dots to share the YouTube live on YouTube. And if for whatever reason you can't do that, I did just post the YouTube live to my Facebook. You can click on that share. Oh Lord, it ain't working. That it ain't working. Let me delete that. Child, Facebook be tripping sometimes, child. Let me just put it right here. But anyway, if you can't share the YouTube live for whatever reason, share the Facebook as a last alternative. Okay. Just in case you're new here, we are the Nosy Neighbors. And if you're out in the YouTube and the Facebook streets showing your ass, we're going to talk about it. I want to give a big shout out to all of the Nosy Neighbors that are in the building. Y'all always sending me messages, let me know what's going on. Those are the neighbors that I said they're on Neighborhood Watch. Baby, y'all know what Neighborhood Watch is. You're over on YouTube, you're over on Facebook, down to the TikTok, down to the Instagram, seeing what's going on. And if you feel like it's interesting enough, you send me a message and say, hey, you see this? You see that? You knew that? Those are the nosy neighbors that are participating and on Neighborhood Watch. Then we got down to the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, particularly the YouTube, the Facebook, all across the lands, for the people who lock in, and they become official members of the channel. Now, these members, we say they're paying their HOA fees. Now, honey, it's one thing to be a nosy neighbor, it's another thing to pay your HOA. Now, y'all know what I'm talking about, those who live in a good neighborhood. Anyway, we got the people that pay the HOA fees. They pay it faithfully. They love to be a part of the community. And we're looking for some more HOA members. If you were so inclined to want to become a member, the link has been posted. It is pinned, actually, and I will post it here in just a second as well. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see. All right. I know we have quite a few new people, so I just wanted to give you our proper introduction. Thank you for I don't know, at this point, 30 plus, 40 plus people that have joined over the last couple of days on YouTube. I thank you so very much. If you're on Facebook, my primary platform is YouTube. Facebook play too much. They play entirely too much, honey. They'll snatch your page. They'll take your page and charge the people for their membership, but then you ain't getting it. You can't get the money. They taking the money. Facebook play too much. I don't know what the Zuckerberg is doing and the Mark and who he with. They said he with the CIA and the FBI and the AJC. I don't know. But my primary platform is on YouTube. And so that's where we're gonna be now. Now I'm gonna put the YouTube link for y'all to come on over. Head over to YouTube. And we're gonna give y'all a few minutes now. All right. Now, how many people have actually shared the live? I want you to share to the groups that you're in. Actually, let me finish sharing while I'm talking. Let me finish sharing. Let me share this to over here. All right, let me share this here. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We're gonna get started in less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. All right, let me share it again here. All right, so then I'm just okay. All right. All right, so now let me go here and see if I can tag. Let me see. Leave. Okay, let me go here. Oh, I got a question. Earlier when I was playing that music, could y'all hear me? I mean, could y'all hear me? Could y'all hear the music? I'm curious. When I was playing the music when I first came on, could y'all hear me? I am very curious. Could y'all hear the music? That's what I'm trying to ask. Not could y'all hear me? Could y'all hear the music when I came on earlier? When I first came on and I was playing music, could y'all hear it? Wait, why is it shared twice in these things? I don't know. Let me just see. All right, cool. So I've done my mentions and all of the things. And so I need everybody to come on in. Oh, y'all could hear the music. Could y'all hear the music good? Y'all can hear the bass and everything. Like, I need to know this. Because one time I did a thing and I was like, could y'all hear the music better from my speaker playing it? Or could you hear it better through the computer? And I guess y'all said through the computer. But my speaker is like way better than computer. But anyway, I need everybody to like and share, like and share, like and share the live. It is 8:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 7th of July. So if you're anywhere near this time, this is not a replay. We are live right now. Head over to YouTube. I'll put the link in the chat. And for whatever reason you can't click on the link, because we can all do better. We got 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and we're heading to YouTube. Put a number 77 in the chat if you have shared the live. 77 if you have shared the live. 77, 77, 77 if you have shared the live. Share to the groups that you're in. Lady 50, the first person in the building. Hey, my love. Janice Turner, hello. Dietrich Simmons Freshly, hello, my love. Patricia Sampson, hello. Tanisha J. Francis Harris is in the building. Hey, Miss Francis. Joan Townsend is saying hello to everybody. Hey, Miss Joan. Francis. Billy Francis in the building. Hey, Miss Billy, how are you? Miss Billy saying hello to everybody. Miss Carmelita is in the building. Hey, Miss Carmelita, how are you? 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 Why J? Why I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you? Why Nima? Why do it seem like it's been a minute since I've seen you? I hope all is well, Wanima. Let me see something real quick. I hope all is well, love. I just feel like it's just been a minute since I've seen you, but I hope all is well. Wanima J is in the building. Let me see. Antoinette, my love. Hey, Antoinette. Let me see. So I'm gonna say hello, one, hello, all. We're about to drop Facebook off so we can just get into it. Lynette Buford, Diana Caleb, Janice Johnson Mickles, hello, my love. Michelle Ray Roberts, hello, my love. Thank you all for your memberships as well. Charlene Griffin Jones is in the building. Hey, Charlene. Come on home to me, Charlene. Janelle Edwards is in the building. Be right back listening, but still at work. Clock it at 7 minutes. Okay, you're almost off, my love. All right, so hello, one, hello. Lady 50 is in the building. Janice Smith. Okay, so hello, one. Why are you here for? That's a good question. That's a good question we have for some of the people. Rika is in the building. Why are you here for? Hey Rika, Patricia Ann is in the building. All right, so Audrey Spraggins. Hey, Miss Audrey, it feel like it's been a minute since I said. Let me get untie my tongue. It feel like it's been a minute since I seen you as well. Thank you for joining us, my love. Elise Templeton. It's been a minute since I seen you. I feel like as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you so very much. I appreciate y'all for coming. So let's have this conversation. I thought it was very interesting. I just serendipitously ran across the live and I thought it was a good conversation to have. All right. So we're gonna get started. Facebook, we're about to drop y'all off. Listen, it is 9:02. 9:02. Woo! Baby, something just came cross. Something just came cross. I heard. Woo! I heard something. Kelly S is in the building with the big cash. She said, I'm starting this shit off. Baby, starting off with the big cash out. Thank you so very much. A9, one of the A9s is in the building. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate you, my love. Thank y'all for getting started off. Y'all know I love to hear something. If you can support the channel, please do. So I want to have this conversation because I thought it was interesting. How many people? Oh, y'all did put the 77 if y'all have shared. All right. So let me get Facebook out of here. And then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I think I removed Facebook. Bow. All right. So I should have, hold on, let me put the thumbnail up. That's what I should have did. Let me remove this one. And let me put this. Actually, this one. No, not that one. Probably this one. Yeah. All right. So this is the conversation that we're having tonight. Now, it actually could expand a little bit beyond feminism. But the ooh, I heard something. Thank you so much, Miss Billy. Miss Billy in the building. She says, "Jump on the Cash App train, people." Hey, Miss Billy said, "Jump on the Cash App train." Thank you, Miss Billy, for always supporting the channel. I love you. Thank you so very much. Love you so very much. And listen, I don't know if Penny, I don't think Penny is here. So if we have any other mods, if anybody, oh shit, some of y'all don't need to see the cash out because you already know it. Vicky P is in the building. She says, "Hello, everyone. I'm driving to get home. You drive safe, Miss Vicky. Now you don't need to be driving, sending no cash out now. But I'm grateful for the cash out. Thank you for always supporting the channel, my love. Let me get rid of this phone and the noise from it. Let me get rid of this phone and the noise from it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I just want y'all to hold on 1 second. Just hold on 1 quick second. Like and share the live, like and share, like and share. Which one?
The one across from me.
Oh, what's to drink like what?
Ginger ale.
Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. It's too much going on right now. I'm so sorry. I hope y'all can't hear my I hope y'all can't hear my background either. I had muted. At least I thought I did. Hold on. Oh, I know it's no sound. Something simultaneously happened at the same time when I went live, and there's some business that I have to take care of. So um, that's why. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. Mm-mm. Oh, child. It just be too much. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Oh, it just be too much. Ooh, the human beings. Did anybody else get tired of the human beings? The human beings, the human experience, and the human beings. It's just a mess. Sickle. Anyway, y'all come on in here. Let's have this conversation. Oh shit. Now I see when I disconnected, it connected to Carmen again. I just can't. You all, we are on my live. This is Darnell. We can all do better on YouTube. You can head over here um to join the conversation. All right, so head over to YouTube. I just put the link in the chat. I'm so sorry, y'all. Something just kind of happened, and it was business that I had to take care of. Um, and so I had to answer the phone, unfortunately. Um, yeah. Whew. Ciao. All right. So anyway, I see added Carmen on. I'm gonna drop her off. Yeah, most humans are a bit much. Kels, when I tell you the freaking humans, yo, the humans are a lot and they too much. Too much. Like, bro, like I'm so this is why I like to be to myself, stick to myself. Like, I know that they say we need people in this world. I mean, but do we? I don't know. The humans is too much for me sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, we're gonna have this conversation. In the so the caption on the thumbnail, the question to the Black community: has feminism conditioned Black women to view? Let me get rid of comment. Men as the enemy, and I say Dr. Umar has a very interesting perspective. Now, what I will say is not only feminism, but my question is: has the female experience of the Black man has the female experience of the Black man sometimes caused her to view the Black man as the enemy? Now, they captioned it as feminism. I would want to question it as: has the female experience of the Black man or some Black men? That's what I would like to ask. And that's the question that I would like to present. Okay. Now, but we're gonna get into both. All right. Now I'm gonna drop Carmen off. This is an intellectual conversation. This is an open and honest conversation, and this is a conversation about women and their experience with men, and sometimes how the experience with men, and let's be honest, several men has caused them to view life and men and how they respond in life a certain way, right? Now I know a lot of our some of my followers, a lot of my followers are older people. I do think this is for you, and I do also think it's definitely for the younger people as well. And I do think that we can kind of combine the conversation between the old generation and the new generation. Anthony is in the building. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Anthony? I just held the bell for you. Anthony, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. But it's nothing serious. Like it's nothing, I just want to have a conversation for maybe you to have a better understanding of me, for me to have a better understanding of you. I like you. I appreciate you always being here. I appreciate you sharing everybody's live. And listen, I crack jokes a lot. I crack jokes a lot. And I don't want anybody to feel like I am like doing too much, although maybe somebody might feel like I'm doing too much. But I just, how comedians want to say something and they don't want to be like bound to it, or like, like they just want to crack the joke. It's kind of like that. But anyway, we'll talk about it later. I'm glad to see you here, Anthony. So everybody, I'm about to Carmen has been added. I'm about to end her live again. We are over on my live. We can all do better. I posted the link. We'll see y'all over there. Let me remove her and save. All right. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. Let me share the audio. Everybody's saying hello to Anthony. Let me share the audio, and so we can get into the conversation. Now, I I did bring the video a little forward, a little past the part where we want to get into. Penny says, Darnell, like, really, Helly? What the hell? You never did call me back. I was supposed to call you back. I was. Oh, my auntie called me. Oh, I'm so sorry. My auntie called me. I'm sorry, Penny. You're absolutely right. My auntie called me. My auntie normally doesn't talk that long. Auntie called and you said you called me back. No, I realize that now. My auntie normally doesn't talk that long because she like gets into bed early. But literally, we had the longest conversation. And by the time we ended the conversation, Penny, I was like, oh my God, like I got to get the live started and all this stuff. So I'm so sorry. My auntie normally doesn't talk to me that long because she got people calling her and somebody always calling and she got to get off the phone and this and that and the third. So I'm so sorry. All right. So let's get started. Sorry, Penny. So as y'all can see, it ain't just y'all who I might forget shit. Penny too. Yeah.
Nobody wants an organized black vote. Let me say.
Okay, so let me make sure all of the volumes are up. And I want to make sure y'all can hear the audio. Now, Dr. Umar is somewhat controversial. She said, I still love you. Thank you for still loving me. Dr. Umar is somewhat controversial, but he has some interesting points or whatever. So let's listen. And it's going to start, the conversation is going to start a little before the main conversation, but I felt it okay to just play this part as well. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear.
Right. And whichever one of y'all we vote for, that's who's going to get the votes. And if you do not deliver on what you promised, very next election, you're gone. They're going to have to deliver. Can they survive without your 4 million votes? Hell no. Hell no.
That's why they said save us for the end and start
absolutely
shit to make us
listen,
happy.
Here's what y'all need to understand.
Can y'all hear? I just want to make sure before we are proceeding. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Oh, y'all say yes. Okay, cool.
Stan, nobody wants an organized black vote. Let me say that again. No black governor candidate wants an organized black vote. No black U.S. Senate candidate. No black U.S. rep. No state rep, state senator, city council. Nobody, black or white, in politics wants an organized black vote. You want to know why? Because you now got the power to hold them accountable. If we was organized, your mayor would have to go to war with the police department on our behalf. He wouldn't have a choice, or he's going to be unseated.
Right.
Do you understand me? You think he wants y'all to be organized? These handkerchief head-ass black politicians who don't fight for us in these governmental systems, do you really think they want your vote to be organized? You will make them turn this.
Now Dr. Umar is known to talk about, non-black or whatever, but he's even talking about black people right here not wanting the organization or the organized vote of black people because it would hold everybody accountable, including the black politicians that are voted in as well. So he's even opening up and talking about that as well.
Slave master into an enemy.
Do you think that's why they give women and trans people so much leverage when it comes to like separating them from an actual like black man or the black family?
Yes. I do think they want the black female vote because she's the biggest constituency in our community, right? Brothers don't vote, brothers in jail, brothers know the vote ain't going to mean shit until we organize it. So yes, they would rather have a black female vote than a black community vote, hands down, because black women vote more than black men.
That's a fact.
And that's why we need our sisters to come back into the fold and say, you know what? We're not voting as women. We voting as black people. And we voting with our men. Do you know how powerful that would be?
Right.
If black men and black women stop the dumb shit on social media and say we're going to fight because we got a common enemy, white supremacy, and we're going to put our votes behind a candidate who offers to do the most for us, that would be revolutionary.
Definitely.
So speaking of that, I've seen a video of yours where you said that feminism has conditioned black women to view black men as the enemy.
Here we go.
It has. Feminism was financed by the CIA. Gloria, what was her name? Gloria Steinem, I think she was.
Right, yeah.
Mother of modern feminism, because traditional feminism goes back to the 1800s, right? With Susan B. Anthony and those white supremacists. But Gloria Steinem was a CIA agent. They financed her. Her first feminist magazine they paid for. The CIA brought feminism into the white household to get the woman out the house, and into the black household to turn the black woman against the black man. To scapegoat us for problems caused for her by white supremacy.
So, obviously, a big thing, obviously, we spoke about the gender wars, earlier. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation nowadays about, the value of what a woman brings and the value of what a man brings in a relationship. And now there's a lot more rhetoric from our women that we hear is, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, right? So,
that's pain speaking, though.
Right.
Because most black women know they will never get a man. A black woman can have sex whenever she wants.
Right.
Because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate, she may never get.
All right, now that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. What do y'all feel about that? Before we continue, I need some rapid communication in the chat because I can't stay all day to wait on the chat. What do y'all feel about what he just said? A black woman can have intercourse as she wants, whatever she wants or whatever, but to find the perfect soulmate is a whole different perspective, to the point where he's saying some black women say F men because in her mind she doesn't feel like she's gonna find that person. Sophia said you better say it. Okay, I'm interested in how y'all feel about what he just said, because it's just, I agree. Okay. And it's unfortunate. Tasha agrees as well. It's very unfortunate. The amount of what, so true. See, here's the thing, and I guess I want to pause because I don't want to get too deep into it before we get into it. But I'm just going to, in general, say the amount of women who have put up with men's shit. John Townsend says, I agree. It's deep, but so true. The amount of women who have put up with men's shit to the degree where they get to that point, even, they shouldn't even have to get to that point. But 1 dude, 2 dude, 3 dude, 4, 5 dudes, 6 dudes, 7 dudes, and more. Like, it's all of these broken promises, all of these whispers, these sweet nothings in your ear to get what they want. And then when they get it, like, bro, and women, I guess, are left to try to figure out how can they see that before it happens. How can you see through the man and what he's saying to see if he's saying it to really mean it, or if he's saying it for you to believe it and for you to give him what he wants? So then if a man is saying it and then you say you don't believe it because all men saying it, so then he's going to flip it and say, oh, where you got too much hurt, or you don't trust nobody, or you got too much drama and baggage. The man will flip it on you 20-fold if you let him. So it is and this is just not for black women. The conversation here was towards black women, but this is for all women, actually. It is a slippery slope for a woman to figure out if a man is genuine or not. It's a slippery slope. Because the last man you thought was genuine, the man before that you thought was genuine, all of them was a slick talker, slick game, smooth talker, said whatever you like. So how does the woman really know when the man is genuine or if he just playing game? That is it has to be a gift that the woman has to have sometimes, because the men are so smooth. The men are so smooth with it. talk you up out your drawers is a phrase for a reason. You know, I love to hear something. We're going to have this conversation. Kind of true because women are tired of the BS. Very true. Hey, down in the chat. Hey, Miss Wanda, how are you? The black woman crave a black man, but the black man want everything but a black woman. They want exotic looking women. That I do find to be true sometimes as well, Tasha. And then let's talk about that just a little bit. Then they say some of these things because the black woman she holds her ground, or she's tough, or she's whatever. You made the black woman that way. So you want to go somewhere else. A lot of times they want to go somewhere else because maybe another woman is easier to run over because she just wants some black penis. But then what happens when that woman turn on you? Because she ain't going to turn on you in the same way as the black woman. It's going to be a whole different level. Now, how many times have we seen that? Let me see what y'all are saying. Y'all are saying hellos and stuff. They also don't want the pushback accountability that black women give them. Exactly. I just said that, Tasha. All right, so let's continue.
I have 2 daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest will be 21 this week. Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter could be one of those. I hope she's not. She could be one of those who never get a husband because only 1 out of 4 gets a husband. You see that? So when a black woman says, I don't need a man, that is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because I understood, you know, you're obviously against interracial relations when it comes to black men with black women. I mean, with white women.
With all women. You should only be with the black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a good woman in America, there's
somewhere else.
In Africa.
Absolutely.
So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like if you feel
I tell sisters all the time, go to Africa. So I know sisters who marry. I just spoke with her sister. She invited me to the wedding. She just married a brother from the continent.
So, but instead of saying they will never get married, I'll take
sisters to Africa who married brothers they met in Africa.
Right.
So yeah,
I think there's plenty. I think there's obviously plenty of black men,
yes,
black women. So
and what I also tell black women, if you're going to go get you an African man from the continent,
right,
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Hold on one second now. We're going to get into it. Hold on one second. It ain't going to be long. Hold on one second. And those who have not liked and shared the live, share the live. Share the live to the groups that you're in. Share it to the cooking group. Share it to the blogger shade group. Share it to all of the damn groups that you're in. Now, you know you're in the group. And some of y'all ain't shared the live not one damn time now. Shit.
It's not tolerated here. That's what we try.
Actually, I'm back. Anthony said he's right. I mean, this is good conversation, y'all. We really listen, and everybody has to be accountable in their own lane. But black men have really, really, really. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. In my opinion, black men have really messed up the minds of a lot of black women. And then when the black woman wants to be firm, they may call it whatever they want to call it. But when the black woman wants to be firm in her position to not tolerate bullshit, now she's difficult. Now she's being a bitch. Now she's all of these things. You made her these things. This is why I want to talk to Antoinette husband. Antoinette ex-husband or whatever he was. I want to talk to him. And if I can't talk to him, I'm going to find some more black men to talk to. And it's not like, I just want to have the conversation. It's not the fault of the woman who don't have a man. Black men don't want one woman. That's a lot of it too. Black men don't want one woman sometimes. And that's why a lot of the women are lesbians now, or, whatever, because they trying to please a man or be with a man, and they either licking twat or getting their twat licked.
Trying to tell them.
Well, over here, I want to say this to us, though. because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You've understood?
I mean, come on. I mean, come on. The black woman has had to hold down her children because the black man had the children and left. I mean, listen, we're talking about 7, 8, 9 times out of 10. The black man is out of there. And so you keep having the children and being out of there. And some of the women don't learn the first time because they want them a piece of. And that's why I say, no, every gay man don't want to be a woman. I don't want to be a woman. I like the mind that I have as a man because, bitch, you're not doing that to me. I can flip a switch on your ass easily and get the fuck on. I don't have the wiring that you're just going to keep using and abusing me. I don't have that wiring, and nor do I want it. So this whole thing about all gay men want to be a woman, that is not true. Because I don't want that wiring to be used and abused and tricked. And for some women, they learn quicker. And for some women, you see the women with 5 kids, with 4 different baby daddies. She ain't learned. And maybe the woman, there was this thing that was talked about, and I don't know if y'all ever heard this. There was this thing that was saying women are not supposed to want the sex like a man does, right? They're not supposed to want it, or maybe admit that they want it, or maybe want it. I don't know. I can see why that is. Has anybody ever heard that women are not supposed to desire sex like men? Has anybody ever heard that? I don't know where that came from. I don't know the origins of it. I don't have the historical facts. I just know that I've heard it, and I'm just curious, has anybody else ever heard it? I have heard it. I don't know where it came from, but I can see why that would be. Because the moment back in the days, right? Just imagine. So back in the days, right? The woman who you was to want and have sex with would be the woman you marry. And that's supposed to be it for you. You're done with, right? I believe when the woman started wanting sex like the man, and then maybe y'all will call her a hoe or something. When she wanted to start having sex like the man, she made herself, whoever these women were, they made themselves, what do I want to say? Like they made it harder for the women who were upholding their dignity. Somebody said a hoe. They made it harder for the women who are holding their dignity. So, okay, imagine back in the day, right? Women, okay, they were like getting with the man, and that was the man you're supposed to be with. You were with that man, you were married or whatever, and that was the only woman you're supposed to be with. This was more common back in the day. So imagine there was in the town, there was one hoe. Okay. This woman did not fall into the confines of that structure of, you get with this one man and and also, of course, no adultery and all of that stuff. So she didn't fall in the confines of that. She was okay with being with a married man, or she was okay with, whatever, or maybe she thought she could take your man or whatever. And I think that subculture grew. And now it's out of control. But back in the day, I don't think it was that big. And so when this started with this subculture of women who did not respect the law of womanhood and the law and the respect of marriage and commitment, and it expanded from it was a little group of women, now it's a large group of women. It really messed it up for women. Those women messed it up for women, and they're continuing to mess it up for women because now these people, this subgroup of people, even to this day, they're being used. Some of them are getting something out of it, and I guess that's enough for them. But they haven't fully imagined their potential and their worth. They don't value themselves the way they need to. And so it makes it harder for the women who do, I'm sure, back then and now. But I just want to go back then because that subculture grew. It wasn't that many hoes, and now it's a lot of hoes. It's too many hoes now. I mean, just really think about it. Some part of Africa, girls 12-year-old were taken to the village to get clipped because sex feeling was only for the man. I mean, okay, so I knew I got it from somewhere, and I didn't just make it up. I feel we want it as much as the man, but a real woman don't want to have to go out and get it like a man. So here's the thing. The point of that mentioning, and again, Vicky P knows what I'm talking about because she has brought up a culture in Africa that was, and I'm not saying that was right what they were doing. I just know I had read that somewhere and looked. I think when women started wanting it like men or in comparison to men, it's how we got the hoes. Oh, I'm so glad I came back on the topic so I can get to the foundation of what I was saying. That's how we got the hoes. That's how we got the hoes. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm actually trying to be very serious. If we were to this day, if it was a thing where women either did not want sex as much as men, or they didn't express that they wanted sex as much as men, women could have more control over men to this day. If y'all really follow what I'm saying, it may be a big, huge conversation, or it may be going over some people's heads, but women would have more control over men if the hoes did not come into play. The hoes came into play, so now the man has another option. Well, I can't get it over here, but I can go over to this hoe and give her $2. I'm talking we talking about back in the day. 3, I don't know. And then it even goes further than that, because some of the men, this is how some of the gay people come into parts. Because they can't get it here or there, and then they go over to the gay because they need it from somewhere. I mean, if you really think about it, I have 7 nieces in my family, very successful. One a judge, one a principal, and even one an MD, and work for Ford Motor Company and factory, all single. Not that they want love, not that they don't want love. It's the men. Yeah, it's the men. It's one to say you're right. Now, I just want to know, is anybody really following me in this conversation that if you go back, it was the hoes who messed up, who started to mess up the foundation between men being, well, I'm gonna use the bigger conversation, the control that women could have had over men. The control that women could have had over men was interjected by hoes. Like, that's such a big statement and conversation. I really don't think y'all are really understanding what I'm saying. I've went outside of Dr. Umar and what he's saying, because this is the flow and the communication that I'm having within my body. If these subculture of hoes would not have come in place, women would have had their men. The men would have been with that one woman, and that woman would have had more control over her man because he would not have had a choice. And it would have been no women who would have given him a choice. And he would have had to come back to his woman to make it right. It would have had to been that. Okay. So anyway, let's continue with the conversation. I do feel like I'm probably going over some people's head with the conversation. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue.
Understand me. Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
Ooh, that was deep. So this man, we have to be held accountable for their poor selection, as if you did not manipulate the woman for her to make a poor selection. I cannot, bro. Like, bro, I cannot. I'm going to rewind that just a little bit. As if the man did not play a major part. As if the man did not play a major part in the women choosing a poor selection. And now he want to say, oh, so I'm responsible for her choosing a poor selection? Yeah, because you fucking playing games. The fuck? That pisses me off. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. We're going to keep on going.
Hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one, so of course she's going to end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us. We have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough. She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs to be
more selective. If we was loving our women and taking care of our...
Bro, and then here's this man. I want to go back just a little bit because I want to show this man, this other man, this light-skinned man. He getting on my nerve. Hold on.
She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs to be more selective.
If we was loving our women and taking care of our women, do you think?
So he's saying she needs to be more selective, and I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree that women need to be more selective. I don't disagree with that. I do not. But what Dr. Umar is saying is that the black man has a huge responsibility in the woman arriving at this place in the middle of the road that she's in. If you know women are emotional, if you know women are more fragile than men, and you take advantage of that in every regard, don't come back on the back end and say, well, she need to choose better because you took advantage of her. It almost makes me wonder if the black man was in the white man's shoes, what would the fuck would he do? I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand. Cause it about seems like the black woman need to be over every fucking thing. Okay? So I'm trying to understand. This man is not wanting to accept any accountability, not for him, because Dr. Umar made it very clear. I'm not talking about you because you might have been a good father. He told the other man, you might have been a good father. We're not talking about you. We're talking about your homeboys. We're talking about the people you know, your family. We're talking about them. We're talking about, you know who the fuck we talking about. You know who we talking about. And they play a huge responsibility in all of this. Now I'm going to go back just a little bit and we're going to continue. Good conversation if you ask me.
The molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs
if
to
we
be
was
more
loving
selective.
our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why?
I do think there are good quality men that women ignore. I do agree with that. There are men who are what women would quote unquote call lame, and they will pass over these lame men because they want a thug or they want somebody with an edge. I do agree with that. Everybody has to take accountability in this whole thing. That's why when you see, do you know how many fine ass women I've seen with big old fat ass men? I'm finna cry right now. No, I'm actually being very serious though. Do you know how many fine ass women I've seen with big fat ass men? And do you know how that happened? Do you know how that happened? Anthony laughed. But Anthony laughed. No, seriously, can y'all answer me this? How that happened? Can y'all answer me how that happened? Do you know how many fine ass women I've seen with big fat ass men? And can you answer me how that happened? Because there was an awakening. Can anybody answer me how that happened? Antoinette said that's true because I wanted a thug. And see, that's why we're gonna have you on the that's why we're gonna have you on the thing with that man, because see, yeah. Can anybody answer me how that happened? How I see a lot of fine ass women with big fat ass men. Or ugly, whichever one you want to replace it. Oh, you late as hell. I thought you was here earlier. You late. You late. Okay, y'all not answering the question. Hey, down there, Nosy. Hey, boo. So maybe y'all not answering the question because y'all don't know the answer. Okay, let me expand my brain. Nobody has answered the question. I never wanted a thug. Remember back in slavery, women were domestic and the men like to horses and whatever. But nobody has answered the question. Okay, thank you, Miss Carmelita. Good God Almighty. I gotta beg y'all for a good answer. Miss Carmelita said, well, maybe they treat them well. So there is a group of women who finally got it. And they said, you know, first of all, Tina Turner had already told y'all not to say that you don't. Well, this is a slippery slope. But I'm just going to say Tina Turner had already told y'all, what's love got to do it in? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Tina Turner done already told y'all. Now, shit. How many times I gotta tell you? Now, what I'm not saying is that you shouldn't love your person. But what I'm saying is those women who are still enthralled with I want a thug or I want somebody to make me feel like this or I want this. I mean, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. I want a bad guy. I want this and I want. You're asking for trouble because how many times are you going to go through that heartache? Are you going to go through that heartache the rest of your life? So when I asked the question about women ending up with big men or ugly men, yes, because they learned their lesson. And they want somebody who is going to be a provider, take care of them, love their dirty drawers, drink their dirty water. And then you gotta make sure in that moment that you're not going to abuse the man. Because now the tables are turned. You gotta make sure now that you're not gonna abuse and take advantage of him to an unfair degree. Okay? Because now if you take advantage of him, are you any better than the man? Okay? Now we having this conversation. Shit. I don't give a damn who here. Cause you know who ain't here? The people who ain't trying to learn shit. That's who ain't here. You know who ain't shit? The people who ain't trying to learn shit. Listen, I'm 55 and so glad I've been married 30 years because I could not do these days. Oh, these days is hell. Because someone is overweight doesn't mean it's not a good man. It's actually Miss Carmelita, but some women do some women want a lot of things. Now they might be big, but they want a fine ass man and they want the faithful ass man. Sometimes women want a lot, and sometimes they want what they can't give. I think I read this already. Oh no, I didn't. Like this new term, simps. I hate that term. A perfect example is Sierra and Russell. He is the most. He is the most. Oh, he is the most disrespected black man by black men because he's an excellent husband, father, and family man. Lady 50, you are exactly correct, and that is a great example. I thought you was leading to say he's the most disrespectful black man. I had to make sure I read your sentence correctly. You're exactly right. And he's not a simp because he found a good thing. Future messed it up. He found a good thing. Sierra is a good woman. He respects that he has a good woman. He respects that she's fine and sexy and intelligent. She can make her own. She doesn't need him, but she wants him. And she still shows her desire and her submission to him in many ways. Russell Wilson found a good thing and Sierra did too. You know, it is this culture of black people, and rap had a lot to do with it. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Rap had a lot to do with the bitches and hoes and all of this stuff, to where now nobody respects a woman, or like she said, the term simp, she hates it because now you're trying to make it uncool for a man to be in love with his woman. So I will go to say this as well. And this is getting beyond the conversation that I like to have when it comes to I don't have to have a safe conversation, you know. I can just speak how I want. Sometimes when people say like, okay, there's a gay agenda, all right, what I will say to that is there's many agendas. How the fuck y'all just arrived that there's a gay agenda and y'all miss all of the other agendas? I could slap you with a dick. How the fuck y'all miss all the other agendas only to arrive that there's a gay agenda? I'm not even going to right now agree or disagree with there's a gay agenda. What I want to say right now is, how did you miss all of the other agendas? How did you miss the agenda right now with Lady 50? So simps became a thing because that agenda was for men not to fall in love with women, or not to commit themselves to women, or for them to feel like funny or weak or a laughter because they fell in love with a woman. How did y'all miss that agenda? How did you miss the agenda when rap culture began to disrespect women and call them bitches and hoes, and you bitch and you this and that and not to respect women in the way? How did y'all miss that agenda? Why is it? Because what it is y'all sound like the black church. Y'all sound like the black church. Everybody black misses all the agendas except for the gay agenda. Now that's what y'all sound like. Because in the church, they preached, they did not preach about adultery, did not preach about fornication, did not preach about coveting thy neighbor, but the gay was preached. The gay was preached. So really, only thing y'all are reminding me of, because y'all talk about the gay agenda. And again, I am not here to answer right now. We can have it in a later conversation whether I agree or disagree if there's a gay agenda. My question is, before the gay agenda, how did you miss all of the other agendas? How did you miss them? You missed the agendas where the men were talking about robbing and killing and rapping about robbing and killing. You missed that agenda. You missed the thug agenda. You missed the agenda when they was talking about degrading women and not taking women seriously, and women hoes before bros. Wait a minute, bros before hoes? I said it wrong. You missed all of these other agendas. You missed the agenda where the men were talking about, oh, I'm gonna leave you with that child and go on over here. You missed that agenda. How many? Why is everybody missing all the agendas and nobody don't understand nothing but the gay agenda? Because it sounds like the black church to me. Now I'm preaching. Now, not even in the pulpit. It's a lot of different agendas, but the only thing they want to focus on is the gay one. I never heard that term, simp. Yeah, simp is definitely a term. I was told, let the man find you. If in return you'll learn to love him. Anthony says, yep, exactly. Lady 50 say, yes. That's a great couple. Yes, Russell is a fine black man and a great husband and father. Yes, he is. And you know, they compared him to what's the guy? Future. And obviously Future wasn't shit. Then they tried to say, oh, you know, Russell is trying to be the boy daddy. Well, shit. I'm sure he could have two daddies. What's better than one daddy? Two. Is the original daddy even doing what he's supposed to do? Who's to say? Some women just want their black. Some women just want their back broke, and the men are happily obligated. Hold on, let me read this correctly. Some women just want their back broke, and the men or man are. I think this was supposed to say, and the man is happy to oblige them. I think that was supposed to say. Yes, I agree. And we're talking about, we're back on the holes as far as your conversation. We're back on the holes. We're back on the holes. We're back on the holes. Y'all know I love to hit. Oh shit! The phone, and it ain't died, but it went. Let me see, honey. I can't tell if y'all sent nothing or not because the phone went blank. Okay, let me see. Let me refresh. Okay, I don't think I received anything while the phone went blank. If you can support the channel, please do. Y'all know I love to hear something. If y'all want to see it come across the screen, y'all can send a super chat, super sticker as well. So let's get into it. Let's continue with the conversation, and we're gonna open up if anybody wants to come on as well.
Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
Oh,
You gotta ask Heaven.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
Wow.
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If we never allow—
Oh my God. I promise y'all, I did not know this was going to be a part of the conversation about rappers. We literally just said that. I did. I literally just said that. I had no idea that this was going to be part of the conversations. I wish it was a little quick rewind thing. 3650. Okay, let me play it. Had no idea.
Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask Heaven.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
Wow.
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If we never allow Pookie to develop, she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
I can hear that.
I'm not saying that they're right to disrespect, because even if a woman disrespects me, right, that still don't give me a right to disrespect her, because she's still the queen of the community. Even if she's not acting like it, I'm going to give her that respect. But when I hear brothers talk like this discourse we having now, we act like we don't understand.
No,
there's reasons for that shit.
I do understand. Women are so valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think women ground men and help them, propel to the next level. I think men get further in life with a woman, right? But if I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources,
okay,
and then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash, he's shining a little bit more, his access to money is quicker than mine.
Okay, now let's address this man's issue, because he seems like he's been hurt or he's been taken advantage of. While he thought he was being a good man, someone came along, or he was with a woman. I'm just painting a picture because he seems hurt by something. He's painting a picture that he's providing for his woman, and that she sees someone else comes along, and because the guy is more flashy or has more money or whatever, she jumps ship and leaves him for the other man. Now, just as I am requesting a woman to have the intuition that she needs to have towards a man, especially if she is of the right mind and good-hearted and wants a good man, the man needs to have the same intuition. The man needs to have the same intuition. We're dealing with a day and time where the intuition that is needed should not be ignored, and it should be an attempt to try to evolve that. He could treat her like she wants, deserves. Wait a minute. He could treat her like she wants, deserves to be treated. He could. So yes, there is the alternative that the woman is messing up. And I'm not negating that. And I'm not saying that could not happen. And I'm not saying that the man isn't doing all he can. And so there is a flip side where a man could have been doing all he can and what he should, and the woman messed it up because she found another man that could do better or do more. The man is also to build his intuition, the good man. So on the flip side, a good man could fall into a bad man category and be this way towards women because how a woman treated him. That is true, that a man could experience that as well. It is true. Everybody needs to overly develop their intuition. Everybody. I mean, listen, there's many ways you can do it. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. If I had hesitation, I'm going to fucking say it. I don't give a damn if it's good or bad. If I had hesitation about a person that I wanted to commit my life to, I would absolutely set them up in the best scenario possible to see what they would do. I would absolutely. I am not saying that is right. I'm just telling you what I would do because I would want to know, are we locked in? Now, listen, you cannot do this too early. You should not do this the month 1, 2, like, but if you're locked in, like, I don't want to give a time frame, but let me just give a time frame. Let's say it's been a year, right? I'm just giving it an ample enough of a time frame because this test has to have some foundation to it, right? And I'm not saying that the test is right, or I'm not saying that the test is wrong. What I'm saying, if I wanted to know if somebody was locked in with me after a year, I would send them, my cousin used to call it a dummy mission. I'm just being honest. I would send them on a dummy mission. I would. If I wanted to know that bad. If I didn't think, or I didn't feel like I needed to know, maybe I would never do it. But if I felt like I wanted to do it, I would send them a dummy mission and it would be executed perfectly. He pull up at the gas station. She pull up at the gas station. Or he. You know, maybe she wait till he go in and come back to his car. He done went in and got some chips or some shit, water. And he come back to his car and you outside looking. And I would execute it perfectly to see what he was going to do. Okay? And so my Miss Vickers is called protecting your heart. And I'm not advocating this. I mean, I'm just saying if I wanted to do it and if I wanted to double check and triple check and make sure, and this is not to say that down the line it would change, whatever. I'm of the person, I want to say this. If I were to choose to do that, it's not like I'm doing this all the time. I'm not going to routinely do this. This is something I would have did one time, and I wouldn't do it again unless I felt something or a urge for something. I'm not a check your phoner. I'm not a follow behind you, or I'm not a whatever. I might send you on a dummy mission after a year to see what it is. And before you went on that dummy mission, I'm going to have fully told you my expectations for if you had this situation. We're going to have already talked about it, because don't meet no friends. Don't meet no friends out in the streets that's already letting you know that they're attracted to you and want to be with you. Bitch, that is not your friend. And don't make them your friend. So if somebody says, oh, I want to get with you, and and then you tell them, oh, I'm with somebody, and then they say, well, maybe we could just be friends. No, bitch. No, you cannot be friends. They done told you their intention. No, you cannot. That is not your friend. If you don't got a friend by now, that ain't gonna be one. Shouldn't be. They already told you their intention. I don't want to look at the bitch. Want my man or woman, whoever it is, want who I'm with. More than likely. Well, I don't know. It could be one. Anyway, one who I'm with. I don't want that. I just heard. Ooh, I just knew I heard a buzz. Hold on now. Somebody come on. Through. I heard something. Number 189 in the building. She said, this is a great topic and I love you. I love you, Bite. Thank you, number 189. Thank you for always supporting the channel. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you, love. Darnell, you're right. I will too, because if I put all my work into this relationship and he fuck up, I don't want to hear no excuse. Exactly. I'm not chasing behind nobody all the time or whatever, but if I want to know one little time, I'm gonna know, and I'm gonna already have told him. It is not gonna be a mystery that I feel like if somebody approaches you and they want you or they're interested in you, It's no, well, let's exchange number and be friends. That's already you already fucking up right there. Come on now. The person, you already know the person's intentions. Let's not play games with this. It ain't no, oops, well, let's be friends. It's not that. It's not that. All right? Let's continue.
It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not.
Hold on, let's go back because I done forgot what it was talking about. If I'm going back for myself, I'm going back. Let me go.
I think men get further in life with a woman, right? But if I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources,
okay,
and then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash, he's shining a little bit more, his access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not.
And if you're constantly running into that type of woman, then the problem is you because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why is
why
that?
not have that same energy for women? You just again you have
because we having a conversation as men.
Yeah,
I got.
No, that was a good question. Now that was a good question. He said. Dr. Umar said if the man is keep running into that woman, he is attracting a low vibrational woman. The man said, well, why is that the case for women? Why is the woman not keep on attracting a low vibrational man? Now, it seems like Dr. Umar is not trying to answer that question. I'm finna go back because that was a good question now. Let me go back now. Shit now. That was good.
Up on Tom, Dick, and
I might have went back too far, but anyway, bear with me.
Harry, because he got flash, he's shining a little bit more, his access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not.
If you're constantly running into that type of woman, then the problem is you because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why is
why
that?
not have that same energy for women? You just again you have
because
the man
we having a conversation as men.
Yeah,
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
Right.
But as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No. As men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow. That's the only
Okay. So he did address it. He said, I have addressed black women and their, what do they call it, faux pas or whatever, faux pas. And right now I'm talking to black men, so I'm talking to y'all. So, okay, I appreciate that. I can respect that.
That is where we should be focusing.
Women bring the choice of life, right? We understand that, right? I can't have a child unless a woman agrees.
And she can't carry one if you didn't put it in her.
I agree with that 100% too, right? But whether or not, if you want that child or not, she can still make that decision. It's only
if
up
you
to
don't
her.
Put a seed in her, nothing else happens. And no woman can make you put a seed in her. So the original act was the responsibility of a man.
True. I mean,
all right. So
wait a minute. That was deep. 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 The man has to put the seed in a woman. Physically, the man has to allow the seed to enter a woman. And therefore, the responsibility that's hard for me. I really feel like the responsibility is on both of them. Let me go back to what he said. I really feel like the responsibility is on both of them. Hold on, let's listen again. Let me hear it again.
Make you put a seed in her.
Hold on.
So the original
decision, it's only up to her.
Don't put a seed in her, nothing else happens. And no woman can make you put a seed in her. So the original act was the responsibility of a man.
True. I mean,
all right. So the black men.
The original act was responsibility for the man. I see what he's saying. I think that the man may have more responsibility, but I don't want to eliminate the woman's responsibility because y'all already said y'all know the man is behind in his cognitive and his brain functioning and developing. Y'all already know the man wait. Some of the men wait till they get 75 to do right. Well, some of y'all know. I think that there may be a heavier responsibility on the man, but I don't think that there's no responsibility on the woman. Because here's the thing. How many years of the dogs of the men do we have to see to know that men can be dogs? And that men would say anything and whisper anything in your ear. Are we not teaching our children, the girls, that men can say anything and whisper anything in your ear and mean you no good? Are we not teaching this? And so I don't want to eliminate, me personally, I don't want to eliminate the responsibility of the woman because it's your responsibility to say, put on a condom. It's your responsibility to say, don't do that in me, in which you already done went too far when you done did that. I don't want to eliminate the responsibility from the woman because if the woman doesn't have any responsibility, then the man damn sure may not have none. It all started with the man put the seed in her, yeah, but it's also started with her allowing him to put the seed in. I don't know if I totally agree with this, honestly. What is her responsibility? Her responsibility is knowing the man don't have on a condom. Her responsibility is knowing the man don't have on a condom. Can we start there? When her responsibility is knowing the man don't have on a condom. Both men and women are equally responsible if you don't want the children to protect yourself. So I'm curious about Antoinette's response. What is her responsibility? Her responsibility is the man don't have on a condom. I'm waiting for Antoinette's response. And let me see this out. Yep. Oh shit. Oh, hold on, y'all. All right, let me see what y'all are saying. That was more true in the years back. A man was the provider, women's job was to stay at home, not like today. I would say it's both of their responsibilities. Yeah, I think that women are responsible for bearing child or not. Hey, I just asked the question. Oh, no, I think that both are responsible. I'm not saying if we were to break down the percentage of responsibility, but here's the thing: we've already concluded that men aren't going to be more responsible. We already concluded that men aren't going to be more responsible for women, and so therefore the woman has to be more responsible for herself to say put on a condom. And even if you want to feel something, well, you might not even can't feel nothing 10 seconds because he could have been undid what he did within that time. Shit. For me, it's more of my responsibility to protect myself. I don't want a child. Exactly. We can't put it all on the man. Hello, I agree with Danielle. Darnell. 100% facts. Absolutely, the woman is responsible for what goes on inside of her. If you know what I mean, exactly. I think the responsibility is on both. Okay, I got you. A man should know how to use that thing. So here's the thing, Vicky. He do know how to use it, and here's the conclusion that we've already said. The man will take advantage of the woman and her mind and her how fragile she is and her sensitivity and her emotions. The man will take advantage of that. So you should not rely on a man to know how to use that thing. He's going to use it against you. What are we talking about right now? He's going to use it against you. Let's go.
Willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault? How we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, let me go back to what we said. It was systemic because I don't want y'all to have missed that point.
Responsibility of a man.
True. I mean,
all right. So did black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault? How we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now
we can't be leaders.
Here's the question we got to make.
That?
Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make, feeds into the feminist agenda.
Okay,
it's an argument that says I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fall back and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them, making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative.
That's not what we're making excuses for.
I'm saying I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a Ray Ray. That's not me. I worked too hard in my life.
Back to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist. And the only reason why Pookie and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be. Do you see that? And, she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie. And that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one. I worked too hard
in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
But Dr. Umar,
men supposed to make the raise the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing that you're talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? Now I mean he's a great father.
I ain't talking about.
So let's talk about, let's break this down a little bit. Dr. Umar is saying that men are still accountable because they let go and lose. I wish he would have broke it down a little further, right? Because how men are still accountable for what they say, Pookie and the Ray Rays. How are men still accountable for the Pookies and the Ray Rays? And to sum that up very briefly, it's because there's a large group of men who don't even stick around to raise their children. They don't even try. They leave the woman to raise the child and they're going on. They didn't even try. So that is the biggest reason why there is still a responsibility for everybody, for the Pookies and the Ray Rays, because we know the black man is out here abandoning their children. So Dr. Umar is calling the men higher and to say, even if you're raising your children correctly, you could maybe possibly still reach out in the community and grab a child and try to instill something in them. I've never been weak to a penis. So yes, both the responsibility. So a woman should have to teach a grown man, I'm tired.
Individual, that's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now? Nothing.
We're being
but talking shit.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can take
it's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood. Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We
You
abandon
never know who that
black
is.
boys, and then we blame black men for poor choices in mates that they should not even have to make if we did a better job raising our boys the right way. At the end of the day, if I'm gonna call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the black community rests with me. Yes, they have a role. Yes, they have responsibility. But as a man, as a leader, to say I can't fix this shit unless she changes, that's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think we're on two different accords. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we're saying that. What I'm saying is,
Like, did that resonate with y'all? Did y'all hear what he said? Did that resonate? I totally got that. And for anybody who didn't, he's saying, well, you know, the men are saying they're the men, they're the leaders. And so how are you the leaders, but you also don't want to pick up the responsibility of trying to fix what you know has been broken by some black men, and it doesn't matter the reason that the black men didn't do what they were supposed to do. Is that you know that there's a lot of black men not doing what they're supposed to do. And so you as the leader, even if you're doing good in your community with your child, why are you so I will say that it seems like the man who feels like he's doing good or he's doing what he's supposed to, he feels like the other women are at fault because they are choosing Pookies and Ray Rays. I think that was what they said. Yes, absolutely did exactly. And I'm not saying the woman doesn't have any fault. Like I said before, in the olden days, that was more so true. As women didn't work, as their jobs was to stay, there was no way to prevent getting pregnant. So, as the relationships build, and as women are choosing Pookies and Ray Rays, okay. So Dr. Umar is just trying to make it present before the men who may not be Pookies and Ray Rays, that just because you're not Pookies and Ray Rays, you can't eliminate the fact that there are plenty and too many of men that are. And I think that the men who are not Pookies and Ray Rays, because I remember the man say, oh, you know, she may choose a thug or whatever. I think some of these men are hurt because the women are choosing the bad men, and because they feel like the women are choosing the bad men over the good men, that that's their fault. And I'm not saying necessarily that is not. What I am saying, it is their fault. But what I am saying is, especially in the beginning of a woman, she is naive. She's fragile. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes not all the time naive, or most of the time. Sometimes fragile. And sometimes the men prey on that. And so there is a space where we can't blame women, because actually in those spaces, they're actually being preyed on. The man is looking for them to be in these conditions of underdeveloped minds, or needs a father, or looking for a father, and all of these things. They're being preyed on. Now, at some point, yes, maybe you can say, like, okay, you've had too many examples, experiences, and circumstances to not have learned from your lesson. So this is a slippery slope of a conversation, and it's multifaceted. And I think they have not broken down to me in the conversation how multifaceted it is. Because yes, there is a 18-year-old that a man is preying on because he wants to manipulate her. He wants to give, oh, I can give you somewhere to stay and I can, this and that, but he's manipulating her all the while. And he feels like he has her in his corner and he's doing all of these other things. And it's going to take her more of a minute to either realize or try to get out of that situation than it is a 40-year-old woman who's already been through these type of men. So I think that as I appreciate the conversation and they're both coming up with some good parts, I think they're not necessarily going into the details that they should about how this stuff happens and who it happens to. All right. But there are older women who still allow it to happen too. But let's continue.
I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to do.
You still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have to now deal with masculine women with children.
Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone. Not one woman,
so
brother.
Tell me,
a whole community.
So you mean to tell me the only woman I can look forward in my life is a masculine woman that has kids by other men?
No.
That's what I have to look forward to?
But I'm telling you, mistakes made by black men systemically gave rise to the conditions that allowed her to be masculine and made her end up with a man that you consider to be less than what he should be. And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children. And when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
No, I
mean you as an active member in the community where we go to every single parent black mother and say, how many sons you got? 2? How many sons you got? 2? Well, guess what? That's your son's big brother. That's your son's big brother. He taking them to school. He doing the homework. He gonna spend a couple hours with him every Saturday. He got his own kids too, but he gonna make time for you. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and have to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be-all, in-all in our community for half of a century, and now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough when she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, I guess I do understand what you're saying.
I'm not taking nothing back from that.
To tell me something that we've done systemically to combat that. Because you keep saying me and her. I don't care about me and her.
But there's plenty
women and men. Women and men as a group in the community. You understand?
Right.
We gave birth to that. You see? So you say she had a couple kids already because she met men. She probably thought they was good, some of them. They left her.
She knew they wasn't good.
You don't know that, bro.
She knew they wasn't good.
You're making assumptions about her. Would you make the same assumption if she was a white woman?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. So you say.
No,
come on, man. Come on.
Hold women accountable.
So you say.
Listen, like I said, I feel like as a black man.
We don't hold them all accountable because black men date outside their race more than every other man put together.
I said we.
Y'all 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't disprove that.
Hold on now. 1 second.
Bruh.
So that was kind of the conversation that we previously had, and they're just kind of catching up. And I'm glad that we're in agreement, or in Dr. Umar, I'm in agreement with what he was just saying. And the man, it's multifaceted. So the thoughts that I had, they're catching up with in the conversation. I really love that.
I don't know you personally.
Even that, if we look at the numbers, black men marry black women at an 87% rate, where black women marry outside of their race, or they marry outside at a 92%.
Black women do not. No, you're wrong.
That's percentages of
you're wrong.
That's not that much.
Black women do not marry out the race more than black men.
I'm not saying that, but the percentages ain't that far off. That's
black women have one of the highest, fastest growing interracial marriage rates. But her interracial marriage rate pales in comparison to what black men have been doing interracially for 4 or 5 decades. You understand? She don't even come close to what we're doing interracially.
Black fathers are in the home more than any other group or race.
Okay. But what
that has no value?
It does have value, but we're going to put that up against the other statistic. 2/3 of our kids are being raised by the women. 2/3 of our kids are being raised by the women. And like I said, when I say being raised, I'm not saying it needs to be a father. I would like a father in that house.
Yeah.
But I know it's not enough of us to go around.
Yeah.
We are not even being accountable to the boys in the hood. And we're complaining about the women
I argue with women
who are making babies with the irresponsible men that we didn't raise correctly. That's bullshit.
All right.
That's wimp-ass, weak man shit. Take responsibility for our shit. Stop scapegoating them.
Yeah, I could agree. I could agree to that.
All I'm saying is look at all we could be doing better, man. Half the black boys in the 4th grade can't read. What black men doing about that systemically?
Not enough.
I know what I'm doing about it. I'm building a school for it, 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But systemically, as black men, what are we doing about that? Nothing. Black boys are the most unemployed teenager in America. What black men doing about that?
Not
See, the Pookie and Ray Ray you kept talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We letting them raise right before our eyes, and then we want to criticize us for ending up with one when we should have made sure there were none.
Listen, we all got choices. Just like if I choose to live a lifestyle,
You're dealing with individualism again. I can't
but that's
deal with
part
that.
of choices.
No, it's not. We have to deal with this systemically. He brought up a question earlier, and he said, did we make these problems on our own, or was there some systemics involved? It was systemics.
Okay.
In 1970, they shut down the factories. They took out the industrial building jobs. 1980, dropped off the crack and the AIDS. 1990, the Bill Clinton crime bill. There's systemic factors at play. You totally divorce your analysis from any systemic factors at all. You ain't mentioned one. You can be talking about her and Pookie and Ray Ray with the kids. You ain't say shit about the systemics. That's exactly what white folks want you to do. That's what white folks want you to do.
I'm saying that
ignore
I have made
what I've done to your women and scapegoat her. Because that's what she's doing to you. She's ignoring what the system did to you. And she's going to scapegoat you. And we're both scapegoating each other.
Okay, that's fair.
Your analysis is feeding the gender war. It's not solving it.
Listen,
I don't mind us holding the women accountable. I don't mind us holding.
This man is deep. I don't care what y'all say about him. This man is deep. I'm gonna go back for some in the back. This man it's such a deep conversation. And I know it's passing over some people's heads because the head too small. Anyway.
I can't
but that's
deal with
part
that.
of choices.
No, it's not. We have to deal with this systemically. He brought up a question earlier, and he said, did we make these problems on our own, or was there some systemics involved? It was systemics.
Okay.
In 1970, they shut down the factories. They took out the industrial building jobs. 1980, dropped off the crack and the AIDS. 1990, the Bill Clinton crime bill. There's systemic factors at play. You totally divorce your analysis from any systemic factors at all. You ain't mentioned one. You can be talking about her and Pookie and Ray Ray with the kids. You ain't say shit about the systemics. That's exactly what white folks want you to do. That's what white folks want you to do.
I'm saying that
ignore
I have made
what I've done to your women and scapegoat her. Because that's what she's doing to you. She's ignoring what the system did to you. And she's going to scapegoat you. And we're both scapegoating each other.
Okay, that's fair.
Your analysis is feeding the gender war. It's not solving it.
Listen,
I don't mind us holding the women accountable. I don't mind us holding the men accountable.
Right?
Yeah.
But when we're going to hold the system accountable as well.
That's fair.
And if we're going to hold the system accountable, that also means we got to make our own systems too. Black men have not been manly in quite some time when it comes to raising boys.
How would you suggest that black men take on a role of leadership,
especially when there's an attack on black masculinity,
without women willing to listen to us? You get what I'm saying? How do we prove our worth or take back the leadership
care of the boys?
role?
You want the women back? Take care of these damn boys. They run in the hood, killing people at will, flunking out of school, following the lead of the gangster rappers. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can do that ain't got nothing to do with the women, boys and men. Do you understand? Deal with the boys and the men. Leave her out of it and go straight to the boys. And you'll get her respect back.
My God, on today. My God, on today. I mean, he ain't even a preacher. I mean, for real. That it's clear. It's very clear to me.
Give them jobs, give them education, give them training, give them your time. They not getting none of that from black men. We don't give a shit about black boys. And then we're going to get mad at her for ending up with one later in life. It's ridiculous.
Like I said,
we get the product and get mad for her for ending up consuming the product.
she could consume whatever she wants. I'm just saying, as a black man,
It's not about her consuming whatever she wants, brother, because if we're trying to fix the black community, everybody and everything matters. It's
And that's
not individual.
understandable.
You're an
But
individualist. You're not thinking as a community. Your whole analysis is based on me and her. Step out of that shit. This is the systems at play. You understand?
Right.
Multiple.
Do y'all hear what he's saying? There are people who are judging their analysis on what is happening with the black community based on their individual lens of them, maybe their wife or girlfriend and their kids or their parents or whatever. He is asking you to step outside of your box that you're in. Look at the black community as a whole. I'll give you some examples of that. You know, there are people that say, "Oh, well, look at Oprah. Oprah grew up in this type of environment and this type of community, and look what she was able to do." Well, guess what? Everybody's not Oprah. Let me tell you something. There are people who can grow up in an environment and their parents or grandparents or some important people in their life talk to them like a dog, and it will totally impact them as a child. They're not strong enough to deal with that conversation. They're not strong enough if their mother keep calling them stupid, well, they might produce just what she's calling them. Everybody's not strong enough to override that kind of negativity, because at the end of the day, life is hard enough, and dealing with life and in the world is hard enough. But when you have to come home and when your mother is calling you stupid, or your father or your grandparents or whatever, everybody cannot overcome that situation. And when people look at it like that, and you look at it, well, it's a blessing that you had a mind that could overcome being told that. It's a blessing that you had a mind that did not accept people calling you stupid. It's a blessing that you had a mind that because you came home and you was abused every day or whatever it is. When people start to look at it that way, right? Because there are children being produced in this world from badass parenting and badass everything. There's parents calling their children stupid. There's parents telling their children they're never going to be nothing. There's parents saying you're going to be just like your daddy, he in jail, and all of this stuff. There's all of this stuff going on. But yet, we don't look at these segments of things that are happening, and we're expecting all of these children that are being treated in this way to come out like an Oprah, or to come out like anybody else who may have been through that and did not allow it to affect them in that way, when that is not the reality of all children that are mishandled, mistreated, verbally abused. That is not the reality of all children that have to deal with this stuff. Women calling their daughters bitches, you little bitch, is not the reality of children that are being handled in this way. It's not the whole reality. And just because you have some examples of somebody who was able to override that, I consider that a gift. I consider that a blessing. I consider that favor and a whole bunch of other things. But there should be no expectation for everybody to override the outcome. If there are parents telling their children they ain't nothing, you ain't gonna never be nothing, you're dumb, you're never gonna amount to nothing, some of those children are gonna live up to just that. They're going to live up to just that. And we are ignoring that fact in a large degree about how parents are talking to their children. We're ignoring that because we have examples of people not falling prey to it, as if that is the standard or the norm. That is the most desirable outcome. But everybody emotionally, all of the children emotionally cannot handle that. Let's continue.
Black men screwed up. Multiple black women screwed up. You understand me? Look at the systemic nature and say, what system do we need to create as black men to prevent the Pookie and Ray Ray from coming into existence?
Or I, as a black man, can just look for a woman that is healed, that is leading in her femininity, that doesn't have a child by another woman.
But that doesn't solve community problems. We're talking about
this man he's talking to is still talking about himself. He keeps telling this man that you are not talking about community. You're talking about individualism. He keeps telling him this over and over and over again. But you know what? This man has no desire to focus on community. He only has a desire to make sure his family is okay.
Or I, as a black man, can just look for a woman that is healed, that is leading in her femininity, that doesn't have a child by another woman.
But that doesn't solve community problems. We're talking about community solutions. That's individualism.
He's told this man this 1,000 times. And my conclusion is that this man doesn't want to, he have no interest in solving community problems. He only has an interest in saying, well, I developed this type of family and we're doing well, or we're doing this, and look at us and look at y'all. That's the only thing he has an interest in, that from what I'm seeing. Because the man have told him this 1,000 times. You keep talking about individualism and what you're doing with your family. I'm talking about community efforts. And again, some people, let me make this very clear. Sometimes the reason people want to focus on themselves and not community efforts, because they feel like, and some of the people may feel like, oh, well, I was talked to crazy too. I was abused too. I was verbally abused too, but I didn't. That is a gift that you were able to do that. That is favor. That is your personality. Everybody doesn't have. Everybody's not smart. Everybody is not mentally capable. Some people are defeated easily in their spirit. There's a lot of shit that goes on other than you and what you were able to do. And that's why we're giving up on these kids, because we have the expectation of them to have been mishandled, abused, verbally, physically, and all of the sorts. But they should have rose above that and still been this upstanding citizen. And the fact of the matter is, if you beat some of these people down verbally from their own mother, physically from their father, whoever, however it goes, it's going to work sometimes. Why we don't live in a world where everything is gold. So why do some people feel like everybody who is abused physically, mentally, verbally is going to end up as gold? Some of them are going to be just what they were given. And there is a special handling of those people that needs to happen for them to be able to come up out of that shit that they're in. Not the fact that you say, oh, well, you could have did this and you could have did that. My mama talked to me like that and my daddy talked to me like that and I still didn't do that. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Every soul is not equipped with the same tools. Every person on this earth is not equipped with the same tools. There is a boy right now that only thing he need is a I love you from his mama. The only thing he need is a hug from his mama. The only thing he need is a I'm proud of you from his daddy. That's the only thing he need to move forward. And because he don't get that, he's stuck. He ain't no less than, but it's just how he was wired or how she was wired. And I've been stopped thinking about there is this, I'm so great because I was able to overcome this situation or that situation. It is a blessing. It's a blessing that I have a mind that I can now allow that to manifest in me that way. But it may manifest in me a different way. I may be on defense. I may be quick to be on defense because of it. It manifests in different ways, but it may not manifest in a way of I'm not going to be nothing or do nothing or provide for myself or need help from people. And we have to change our mentality of how we view people that's been through trauma because everybody does not respond the same way. Continue.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let me get to this last topic before we get up out of here. I do want to talk about your school because this is a great transition. You know, how difficult was it to build your school? And obviously you had the detractors and the haters saying that the school didn't exist or, you know, you were scamming people. So what was your biggest, I would say, disadvantage or
Patricia Sampson says, yes, my father always called us stupid. And I told him, if I'm stupid, you stupid too, because you stupid too, because you raised me. And so, Miss Patricia, see, you had the courage to do that. And that's funny to me. It's not funny, but it's funny to me because you had the courage to do that. But there's a kid that's timid and they would be afraid to say that to their father. You see what I'm saying? There's all different personalities and mindsets or whatever. And so there's somebody who would totally fold and not tell their dad anything. If you survived it or not, it never hurts less.
hardship about going about building the school?
First of all, this water was good and it better not be FBI water. Bilal, take all their pictures. Okay.
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. First thing I want to say to your listeners is, please donate to the academy.
Okay, so he's talking about his school. Now, the school has been controversial. I have not looked up this school thing and him or whatever, so I'm just gonna, he's shouting out the school and then I'll open it up if anybody wants to come on to contribute to the conversation.
Get on your Cash App, $FDMG School. Get on your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. You can mail, check, or money order in to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. You can get that information on my website, drumarjohnson.com. You can also text message me for that. And for my parents out there who having issues with your children, learning disabilities, autisms, ADHDs, IEPs, 504s, white teacher racism, psychological evaluations, pre-referral intervention plans, behavior intervention plans, any issues you're having with your children, education and mental health, you can reach out to me. 215-989-9858. That's 215-989-9858. Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. The idea had been with me since I was a psychologist with the School District of Philadelphia.
All right. And so those were his avenues for getting in contact or supporting him via his school that he's building. And again, there's been some controversy around the school. I don't know. I have not followed up with all of that stuff. Anyway, I am going to open up the StreamYard, and it's only going to be for a little period of time because if you're not going to come on and you're not coming on, and so we'll give it a few and see if anybody wants to come in and add on the conversation. I personally love this conversation. Ultimately, I think that, yes, everybody should be responsible for themselves. I also believe that Black people, we're so far behind. We do need community building. We do need people who are not only interested in themselves and what they have going on, but also willing to help someone else. I would love if someone could structure that very well. We do live in a society where, you know, people who try to facilitate something on a large scale, they're oftentimes unalive. So there's that. But I also believe that there should be a higher structure around protecting that person. You know, I mean, you got to get creative. So I think there should be a higher structure around protecting that person who can organize, is willing to be the face of something, and then they're protected at the same time. The school is very controversial The school is a very controversial edge, but that does not eliminate the facts outlined in this conversation. A broken clock is right in the 24 hours. Exactly, Karen Stokes. You know exactly what's going on. And so that's why I said, listen, I don't know what's going on with the school because the school is supposed to be schooling a long time and it still ain't schooling. But Dr. Umar has some good points, some good conversation, and some facts that can't be or shouldn't be ignored, regardless of some of the things maybe going on. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish he didn't have this school lingering. Um, but it does. It is, and whatever. So you couldn't have said it better. Karen Stokes says a broken clock is right twice in 24 hours. Twice a day, a broken clock is right, and so that is a great phrase for you know. Just because there's something going on with the person doesn't mean that they don't have any value or conversation to add. And it also goes back again to discernment and individualism, what's going on with all of that stuff. So anyway, I open up the StreamYard. If anybody wants to come on, you don't have to. We're just going to give a couple more minutes and we're going to get off of here. I enjoyed this conversation. I really want everybody who is still here, who just came in late, please make sure you like and share the live. Add some caption. This is a great conversation for Black people, great conversation amongst us, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just really for Black people, but when I saw it, it was definitely, focused on Black people. And if you know, this man, his conversation is always pretty much focusing around Black people, Dr. Umar. So anyway, excuse me. Great conversation. Thank you, Miss Billy. I'm about to get off of here. I appreciate y'all so very much. I will see y'all on the next live, and y'all have a good night.